we're talking about one of these great modern proponents of Hinduism, a spiritual giant that became visible in India about 150 years ago, a spiritual giant. And yet his uniqueness is his ordinariness. If you look at his image, nothing appears extraordinary. It appears so ordinary that he is in fact difficult to discern. People don't realize what he stands for and what power he comes with. Now see, every time I start, I try and present some of the unique features of this personality. He comes with this marvelous idea that religions are different pathways for exploring or discovering spirituality. Different religions and different movements within different religions are different ways of exploring a broad idea of spirituality that underpins this reality, exploring the depth of what is this all about. That is all it is. He recognizes, you see, in one life, he's able to, kind of experience spirituality using variety of different modes promoted in the Hindu tradition as well as in non-Hindu tradition. This has not happened in the history of mankind. It is highly unusual. Let me just give a glimpse of what this is all about. You see, when we experience spirituality, we can only do so using our human goggles. We cannot leave our goggles. We can never actually experience the absolute in absolute terms. We have to use some relative framework to relate to the absolute. That's the interface between us and spirituality or this idea of spirit. The interface is not absolute. It will show up in a very unique manner in the sense that every time a proponent of spirituality talks about God or saying, he may use different language, different vocabulary, different metaphor. This is not because he is mistaken. It's simply that this is the best framework he possesses in his particular period to present the idea of spirituality. So some would see burning bushes, some would talk to angels, some would say enlightenment, Buddha. Some would see gods and goddesses, all acceptable. These are different formats people use to relate to the absolute. Now we can never be sure that they are talking the same experience unless we find one individual who says, yes, I've used this variety of different modes of exploring spirituality. Say the Bhakti Marg of the Hindus, the Gnana Marg, the variety of Bhakti Marg. We have used that, we used the idea of Raj Yoga, we used the idea of Tantra, we used the idea of Islam, we used the idea of Christianity, and we discover the same, we hit the same destination. The same experience is visible at the conclusion of his journey. Very unique phenomena. And this is becoming visible, and its relevance is becoming visible in the modern time, because we face a world where there is tremendous struggle and strife in the name of religion. And even within the same religion, there's a lot of friction within the same religion. If you are in Islam, there's Sunnis and Shias and Sufis, and there is a lot of pressure. Same in the Christian tradition, same in the Hindu tradition. There's a variety of different approaches. They don't sit well together. And the resolution of all these issues lies with this gentleman who talks of pluralism. Pluralism. This is a nectar-like word. Now you see, we have been promoting it as Vivekananda Center, as Hindu Academy, and it is really entering the system in no uncertain manner. The word is becoming pluralism. The word is becoming very visible. The World Congress of Faith this year set up the start of saying affirming religious pluralism is the title of this year's activities. Affirming religious pluralism. This language is used in the academic circles now. It is widely available. And without the word pluralism, you can no longer talk of religion. You need to have that as well. Now what does pluralism mean? We may think, does it mean that all religions are same? That will be a very foolish conclusion. It never said anything of the sort. It never said all religions are same. It simply said there are different pathways for exploring spirituality, and the pathways are different. They are not the same. This is such a silly idea, such a superficial idea to call all religions same. They are not same. The only thing we are saying, the destination is same, but the pathways are unique and different. And again, it never said that one pathway is better than the other. This is the maturity of pluralism. It recognizes the pathway that suits your own digestion is best for you. So it doesn't, some people say, but Dilip, when you talk pluralism, that means that you are giving permission for people to be converted from Hinduism into other religions. I say, I never did that. We never do that. To the contrary, we say it is, you see the language of Swami Vivekananda says, conversion is a perversion. If a person is born and brought up in a particular tradition, in the Hindu faith or in any other faith, or a particular, if you like, sectarian movement in the faith, let it be. That is the path that will suit the requirement of that individual. Let him progress in that particular path and reach his destination. It allows for it. It never makes a comment that one is better than the other, but a very foolish conclusion. It also doesn't say that you mix and match all religions. Again, that is a very foolish idea. You don't do that. You destroy the integrity of all the world religions. You are not supposed to do that. This is what comes out of this Grand Master. And as I said, in this century, this teaching is going to become central, key teaching in the way you teach any religion. Forget about what religion. Any religion cannot be taught without looking at the framework of pluralism. This is going to be very visible.